what do we have here? A Ruike? Ruike? I don't even know what the company's called, but I really like a lot of their stuff. Now this one, he's a big fat daddy. This is the Ruike. I can't call it Ruike because I have a couple of Ruike knives that I really like, and and I gotta call this one a different name than Ruike because it's not spelled like Ruike. It's not the same company. These guys are usually a little more on the budget end, so I call it Ruike, R-U-I-K-E, Ruike. I'm calling it Ruike. I don't really care what they call it. Too bad. You made up the name anyway. It's nonsense. It's a nonsense word. You made it up to give your Chinese company a cool name. It doesn't mean anything to you. It's just Ruike. But maybe I'm totally wrong, and maybe it's their family name, and that would be rude of me to say that it doesn't mean anything. This guy is definitely not small, though. He's a good-sized beastie. I did a little work on the G10 on the handle because it was... this part didn't change much. I think I knocked that down a little bit. But this part, it jumped up right here and was way up high all the way till the end. It was just too fat. I mean, I don't have small hands, but it was too big. That's what she said. So, how big is it? Let's look at this guy. This guy is a good size blade on this Best Tech. I think it's a 3.7. So this is a 3.7 inch blade. And it looks smaller. I'm not sure what they call the length of this blade. I'm going to say they call it 3.8, probably something like that. And it just looks like a smaller knife in general. Now, it's not really any narrower, but it just doesn't quite have the presence of the big guy. It doesn't have the gravitas. What about a bigger, well, what should be a bigger knife? This Benchmade, what is it, a 757? I mean, that has a little more oomph to it than the Ruike, especially looked at this way. I mean, Ruike does have a thick blade, but not quite that thick, and those liners, those are crazy. So there are definitely bigger knives. It's not a giant, it's not a cold steel, but it's a good sized knife. What's the weight on this guy? 5.4 ounces, so under 6, but 5.4 is not nothing. You're going to feel it in the pocket. Speaking of pocket, that clip looks weird, right? It's way up at the top. It's like angled funny. It works great. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense, really. So when you put it in your pocket, I think the way the clip is kind of pushes the knife over into the corner of your pocket, kind of where it should be, you know? And it just works. It slides in and out good. It's not too hard on the spring. Not bad. The grip of the material of the G10 is just right. Right, it's not slippery, but actually it's pretty textured. Let's take a look at that. And what's up with this modern art nonsense shapes going on? Whatever, who cares? Who knows what they were thinking, but looks like a turtle. I don't know, space turtle. But the texturing on there is great. It's really good. You won't drop that easy. How's the blade look? It's a thick boy, but pretty tall grind. Comes down to a, well, we won't call it a thin edge, that's for sure. We'll call it a medium edge. The Tanto little tip area there is even thicker. Pretty beefy. That's a good solid tip there. It's not going to bend or break on you too easy. The action. Let's talk about the action. It is not the best action, which is not cool because Ruike is known for really good action. A lot of their knives have action that's way better than their price point. Now the the smoothness of this guy. He's real smooth. But what's the drawback? The drawback, the downside is the detent from closed is too light. So when I try to flip it, it can easily fail and not flip all the way. You really have to throw it down to get it to flip out nicely. If it's aimed upwards and I baby it, or even just kind of do it normal, that worked. But it doesn't hit hard. You really gotta maybe even give it a little wrist to get it to hit hard. It is definitely a cool knife. Oh, it has a lock, a backup lock. So this lock is not good enough for Ruike. They want another lock. So this one slides forward. Now you can't unlock the other one. So you have to unlock this one to unlock this one. Why? I don't know. I took this one out of the other Ruike that I have that had the lock. It's gone. Just took it right out. That's where it should be. Out. It's stupid. Now, don't sue me if you cut yourself or something because you didn't have a lock because you took it out. I'm just telling you what I did with mine. I'm not telling you to take out your lock, stupid. Good sound. How's that detent? How's that double clutch? Let's see. It's pretty far up there, so if you do the normal press button thing with the lock, with the unlocking, you're not going to have a double clutch. And even if you do have a double clutch, it's a big heavy blade, it's just going down. Again, nice hardware. What was I saying that about when I was videoing earlier today? The Kubi. That Kubi Chubby had kind of similar hardware. Very nice. Very high-end looking. Not sure what's going on here. They got the liners inset, but then they pop up and are shown here where the backspacer is. I don't love that. It's weird. Lanyard area, whatever you want to call it. It's not a lanyard hole. It's a lanyard place for a lanyard. Right there on the back. That standoff, your lanyard go around that if you want to do a lanyard. Wish I had thumb studs. It'd be real nice as a thumb stud opener, reverse flicker. It'd be fun. Could put some of those ATA studs on it. Maybe someday. So, let me know what you guys think of the P138 from Ruike. We're going to call it Ruike. It's Ruike from now on. Ruike. Too bad if you don't like it. Have a nice day.